So we are in some really crazy times right now, and we have to make some very calculated decisions, and the decisions we make have to be fluid, right? We have to be fluid.
In this webinar, we have John Loger, a very experienced business consultant. We get a lot of questions here at Crowdcreate on how I should market my business during times of a pandemic. John gives a lot of great insights, specifically on Maslow's hierarchy of needs and crafting a message that really resonates with what people want to hear right now and what's ultimately going to help them survive and thrive during times of a pandemic and economic recession. But rather than me go into it, go ahead and give it a listen. John is phenomenal, and please contact us at Crowdcreate. We'd love to help you with your marketing initiatives right now.
So I am here to answer your questions. Hopefully I'm going to give you a little bit of insight. I've kind of been thinking about a lot of things in relation to right now. Actually, you're in the perfect space right now, because right now people are looking for creative financing. People are looking for money. But, you know, there's things that to take into consideration right now. Okay, so I've been talking to some really smart people, and I've been looking at modeling what's actually going to be happening right now. And there are three sections or three sectors. So if we look at where we are now, we're in March 2020, right? And right now, most people are looking like this, right? Most people are pretty pissed off at the moment, okay? So the thing is that we have a timeline, and this happened last time, and I believe it'll kind of happen this time around through financial chaos. What happens is, to get back to normal, we're looking at 3 years, 2023, right? To get back to some level of semblance of normal in business, for a lot of businesses these days. Let me just put that in there. March 2023, right? So that's where we're heading to trajectory, right? Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of businesses right now, and it's happening for real, that are doing nothing, right? Okay, these businesses are going to get out of the market, right? These are the people that are shedding jobs right now, left, right, and center. They are closing business. They won't even survive this month or two that we're in. There's going to be a lot of businesses going to drop out of the market right now. Okay, and so what's going to happen is there's this period in the market, and it'll happen. It sits right about here. It's the 18 to 24 months. I know you're recording this, so you're going to keep a copy of this, right? 18 to 24 months. This is where things will start to change, right? So the second group of businesses in the marketplace, and this is based on current research of what's going on. I've got a guy, Todd Herman, who's an elite performance specialist for companies, CEOs. He's talking to companies at that $1 million to $100 million mark in terms of what's going on right now. And this is what they're seeing in the modeling and the reflection of those conversations and the strategies that people are implementing right now in business. So the second group of people are kind of I'm going to write it out and see, right? The second group of people are literally doing this. They're going to come out of this in the next month or two, and their whole thing is, I want to survive in business, right? But it's going to take them 3 years, 2 to 3 years. Sorry. It's going to take them 2 to 3 years in this gap here to get back to where they were before the shit hit the fan. It's going to take them this period of time, 2 to 3 years, to get back to where I was before this happened.
Business coach from Australia.
Sorry? I missed that.
Oh, Will, please.
Sorry about that, John. I was explaining to my wife here who you are.
Oh, okay. So we're in this space right now, and these people here, they're doing something, right? Okay. They're doing some things, right? And by the way, a lot of these businesses that are on that green line, a lot of those businesses won't even make it to 2 to 3 years. They're going to drop out of the market as well. Okay. So here is the thing, right? We have a third group of businesses, and these businesses are going to follow a trajectory. We're going to come out of this in a month or two, and they're going to slightly going to follow the line. They're going to slightly increase. They hit the 18-month mark or 24-month mark in business, and all of a sudden they're going to hockey stick. And these people here are taking advantage of the opportunity, right, in the market. So these people are doing smart things. They are planning, they are implementing, and they are marketing. That's what these businesses are doing, right? But here's why this hockey stick is going to occur in terms of growth, and people are going to take the advantage of the opportunity. This is what's going to happen. There's going to be this massive gap between here and here with all the businesses that are failing in every market. Every business that is failing in every market is going to drop out of the market, which creates a vacuum for a dominant player, right? A dominant player to come in and take advantage. Right? Dominant player is going to come in and take advantage of the market. The greatest wealth that is created out of the economy, out of a distressed economy, happens between year 3 and 5. The greatest amount of opportunity happens between year 3 and year 5. Right now, think about the Great Depression. Think about the Kennedys. Think about the Lever and Kitchens. Think about the the Johnson & Johnson companies. These companies became behemoths 3 to 5 years out of depression, right? They became absolute behemoths, giants in that period, right? Randolph Hearst with Hearst Media really pushed. He actually worked to this curve that I'm showing you, right? He was investing, he was building. He became one of the biggest landowners on the planet through the depression. And when we came out of the depression, he had a global media empire. He pretty much owned the media, just like Fox does at the moment.
Yep.
Right? He pretty much owned the media. So there's this moment of time right now for businesses who are looking. And one of the things that I'm saying to people right now, well, this is what I'm trying to help people through. There's 3 things you got to be doing, right? You got to be in business.
You're so
right?
good, John, at pitching.
You got to stay in business, and you got to thrive in business.
In, stay, and thrive. In, stay, and thrive.
Be in, yeah, in, stay, and thrive. But here's the thing: these people here, right? These people here, that's what they're doing. We're in business. We're staying in business. We want to thrive in business. These people here are struggling, right? I just want to see what happens, stick the head in the sand, going to try and work this through to make it out of here, right? The question that I'm asking business owners is, what are you doing? Where is your attention and where's your focus? Are you in the tribe of, we've got to do things differently, we've got to look at our opportunities, we've got to start making sure that we become more visible? Right now, there are billions of people on the planet that are sitting at home, and this is the most powerful computer in the world. This is the most powerful computer in the world right now, right? And so what are they doing? They're left and right swiping, right? There are people who are sitting at home, and one of the things that we don't realize that in the last 11 years, we have had the largest economic growth in the history of business, right? We had the largest amount of people with wealth, of accumulating wealth, happen in the last 11 years. We've just come to this point. So there's a lot of cash in the market. There's a lot of money in people's bank accounts, right? That have thrived through this economy, right? And there's a lot of people at home right now who are sitting there looking at all their broken shit around them, right? They're sitting there, I got to clean house. I got to fix that freaking refrigerator. I got to get a new refrigerator. I got to fix that air conditioning unit. I got to get that freaking shed organized. I got to build that garage. We've got to fix that kitchen. They're sitting around looking right now. They're just sitting there looking. And let me tell you, They are writing lists. They're writing lists because they're going to sit there and say, hey, well, we've got to, some things we're going to do, right? So when they get out of their houses in the next month or so, depending on how long we have to ride this out from a lockdown perspective, they're going to come into the market, right? And there's going to be a whole bunch of businesses that are not going to be there, right? A whole bunch of businesses not going to be there. So who's going to benefit? So I'm going to give you a perfect example of what's going on right now. I was talking to a guy, a branding agency that's still in business in the United Kingdom, and he's at home with his wife and his children. He's in the lockdown mode, and he's sitting there and says, I've been telling my wife that we need to clean up all the rubbish in the house and get rid of it for ages. Now I'm sitting at home and I'm looking at all my rubbish. So he rings a mini skip guy, the people that dump the mini skip on your lawn and you can throw your rubbish in and they take it away, right? So he calls a mini skip guy. And he's sitting there and he's out of interest. He asked the guy, so how things are going? Are you okay? You're getting through this? He said, my phones are ringing off the hook. All my competitors have shut down. They've fired their people and they're kind of shut their businesses down. I'm getting, my inquiries have gone through the roof. In fact, in the last 3 weeks, I've done more business than I've done in the last 6 months. And what I'm doing right now is I'm hiring all my competitors' mini skips so that I can distribute them to all these people that are calling me, needing these things so they can clean house. So his business is going through the roof when everybody is sitting there with inertia, right? I can give you countless examples of this right now. There's a couple of things that are going on right now, industries that are going to absolutely grow. Remember, we've got a whole bunch of highly skilled people coming into the marketplace. So this is January 2020, right? And we're here in March 2020. Back here, we had 0 functional employment. What that meant was there was there was nobody in the market for us to hire who had skill. In the United States, in the Western world, thanks to DT, right? He, shut the borders. Let's stop people coming in. He created a skill shortage in the United States. He created the challenge of skill shortage in the United States. So right now we were hitting in the US 0 functional employment. That meant that if with anybody that you needed to hire, they were already working for somebody else or your competition. They weren't sitting around in the market ready to be in a pool for you to actually take advantage of, right? Okay. So what's happened in the last 3 months, right? In the US, we're looking at 30 to 50 million people unemployed. That's never happened before, right? Here, 0 skill available. So 30 to 50 million people are coming to the market with skills, right? 2 things are going to happen. One, they're looking for jobs. They're educated enough that there's a couple of things that are going to happen. One, they're going to reskill and they're going to revalue themselves back into the market. That's what's going to happen. Reskilling and revaluing. Right now, internet courses, training, education. How do I upskill my vocational? Vocational training is going to go through the roof on the rise, right? But here's the other cool thing about these 30 to 50 million people that are out of work. Some of these people, or a lot of these people are going to become contractors. This is the first time where the virtual work and entrepreneurialism, right? Is going to take hold. This is the first time in history where there's going to be a huge boost of people coming in the economy with ideas, I don't need to go and work for that guy anymore because he basically kicked me out and I can't afford to be kicked out in the future. I need to take control of my own future. I'm going to get into business myself. I've got some skills. I can help people in my local community. I'm going to start my business. I'm going to get out there because I see the gaps in the marketplace. So we've gone from 0 functional employment to now we've got a very highly skilled a market out there that is looking for opportunity and looking for jobs. So there's going to be a huge shift in how we work, and there's going to be a huge shift in how we view our income, right? There's going to be a lot of 1099s out there, right? Contractors, right? Any contractor in the building market that was working for another builder, they're going to be working for themselves because the builder's out of business. cut everybody, lost his opportunity. They know the market is there. They're going to take the market, right? So that's basically what's happening. And the other thing that needs to occur, there's a shift right now. We have Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? Yeah. And this is what's happening. So up here, we've got actualization. We have self-esteem. We have, here we have connection. We have safety or security. And here we have health, personal health, right? So right now, the world, this is where the world's at. Right now, we are thinking in these three categories right now, right? This is where we are right now. We're thinking personal health, security, and we need to have connection. We need to have that human connection. We're connecting virtually right now, but we need to be connected, right? Because if we don't have this right now, one of the biggest areas of growth is going to be mental health. We are going to have the biggest PTSD syndrome out of what's going on right now, because the amount of anxiety, pressure, stress, more than any other time in history is happening right now. We're going to have massive health problems, mental health problems that are coming out of this. That is a market that is going to drastically grow. Anybody investing in mental health, they're going to make it happen, right? They're in the market. But this is where people are, right? This is where people are right now. So as a business, our message has to speak to these needs. They cannot speak to actualization and self-esteem. We are not thinking about buying our Ferraris right now. We're not here. The world is not here. Business people are not here, right? So our message to the market, right, has to hit these values. How does what we do create connection? How does what we do provide security? How does what we do contribute to personal wealth? We don't need to contribute to all three. If we can, that's great. But we need to hit at least one of these points in our messaging in the marketplace, right? Okay, so that's what's going on right now in the world. That's how things are changing. That's how we're operating and behaving. You know, I'm seeing people do some pretty irrational things at the moment. I've actually got my hands on Bain & Co.'s crisis management in business deck. I've got McKinsey's crisis management strategy as well. I've been talking to my old buddies over at McKinsey, and they're sitting there saying, right, right now, what are we doing to market? What are we doing to communicate? What are we doing to engage, right? There's this thing in the US military, where am I? Where is it? I had it here, yeah. There's this thing, I don't know if you can see this, right? And a friend of mine reminded me of this, and I thought it was pretty interesting. But back in 1990, when the Berlin Wall, 1989, when the Berlin Wall came down, in 1990s, Russia, you know, pretty much disintegrated with all the states moving into their own countries. The US military came into a situation of what they call VUCA, right? And VUCA meant volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, right? But the problem with that, and the big statement is, fear lives in stagnant water. So if we're sitting there waiting to see what happens, we are screwed. If we're sitting here waiting this out, we're gone. We're already dead if we're waiting to see what happens. But you know, this is happening to us right now. Well, high volatility, massive uncertainty, lots of complex problems to be solving right now in the economy, lots of ambiguity, different, you know, there's no sense of, you know, if we take a direction and make the decision, what impact does that have in other areas of our lives, our businesses, our economies, right? So lots of VUCA going on. However, as business owners, we need to kind of be calm, right? Clarity is what we're looking for. Assurance is what we're looking for. Leadership is what we're looking for. And we need movement. We need those doing things to move forward. That's what we need in our marketplace. Yeah? Does that make sense? So my question to you, going back to the two services you provide, right? How does capital investment, right? Where is the need, right? Who needs it right now, right? because capital investment in ideas, in future, in business, in growth, we need that right now. Creative financing and creative options for funding is absolutely paramount. Where is the need? Who needs it right now, right? In terms of communication, it's not about the video package, it's about the message. The video package is the vehicle, right?
It's about
what you're doing is you're providing the how here, right, in the video package. But we need to focus on the what.
yeah,
And the
always
why.
always about the content, which is John.
Yeah,
Ultimately.
absolutely. So my question to you guys, right, is from the capital investment side, how do you marry this up? Who is feeling it at this level, right, that needs the funding? Because right now you're in a very optimistic scenario as a business, right? And this side here, this is messaging. This is like, let's be where the market is, right? Okay. Right now, the market's on this device and on iPads watching videos all day, right? Right now, people are consuming news 24/7 and they're sitting there looking at Armageddon in the news, right? They're Facebook feeds and they're seeing idiots posting very unhelpful and unsupportive conspiracy theories, and you know this is what's happening right now. And my dog got coronavirus and all this sort of stuff. That's what they're listening to right now. They're being fed an amazing amount of horse shit out there, right? And we're eating it as a society, yeah. So we need to be the leaders. People right now are flocking towards people who are optimistic, right? People are looking for people who've got a plan. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for people with a plan, right? This is a plan. This is a choice and a plan, right? And right now, this is very relevant. So the question I'm asking people is, are you here? Or are you here? Are you in this gap? Or are you playing here? What do you want to do, right? Win, lose, or fail. Because let me tell you, right, we are going to win, lose, and fail all the way through. All the way through. But I want to be right here with the hockey stick. That's what I'm aiming for. That's what I'm aiming for my clients, the people that I coach. That's what I'm aiming for with the people that they serve. That's what we're aiming for. We're aiming for taking advantage of the opportunity and the gap that is going to occur, right? That is going to be left wide open, right? For those that are on this trajectory.
It's great. History always repeats, John, and it's great that you throw that in there on your charts and on your trajectory to make sure you're one of the not only survivors but the thrivers.
Mate, I'm keeping everybody employed in my company. Nobody's going away. Nobody. Every person in my company is dedicated right now to acquiring customers and clients. Every person, from administration to support to customer service, everybody is involved in creating revenue impact into our business. Everybody.
That's great.
And so I need them. I can't let them go. I need them. Yeah. I'm going to get creative with my financing. I will take advantage of every capital stimulus that I can take advantage of as a business owner. I will be taking everything. You know, right now the credit companies are saying 0 interest. I will actually take that cash out of the credit card, put it into a safe funding bond that's going to yield, right now between 6 and 9% for the next 6 months. And then I'm going to take that cash and put it back into the credit card and say, thank you for the free money.
Yeah. Right.
Going to go to the bank and take advantage of the free mortgage. Going to go to the government and take advantage of the tax breaks. Going to go and spend $150,000 on equipment that I can resource my business with and get money back for free. I will take all free money right now from every direction, right? That I can. And let me tell you that the government, all governments, even the United States government, is going to get creative. Our government is printing money. Your government is, the only way out of this is to print more cash. We've got to put more cash back into the economy. These people are going to look for jobs. They're going to look for opportunity. They're going to be new growth industries. There's going to be new software, new support, new way of working, new way of living, new way, innovation right now in health is huge. Like, think about what the healthcare system is trying to solve right now. Think about the people who are solving or bringing in new ideas and problem or solutions to the issues that healthcare is facing right now. This is going to shake up. This might be the time where healthcare gets shaken up in the United States, where the bullshit, where this bullshit capitalization is going to change.
Yeah. And it happens to be an election year, just to throw more gasoline on the fire. So you're exactly right.
And
it's
maybe
very
DT
interesting.
might not be as safe as he think he is.
No, exactly,
Might not
exactly.
be.
No, they're nervous. They're nervous.
Yeah. There is no, his leadership has been terrible. His leadership has been terrible. Funny enough, our government, I'm thankful because our Prime Minister and the party that's in right now is actually doing a lot of the right things. Making some mistakes, but they have been on the front foot. Like, we've been through three disasters in the last 4 months: fires, floods. Like, we had nearly 2/3 of our country was on fire. 3 months ago. Straight after the fires, we had cyclones and heavy rains, and we flooded those areas that freaking burned. So a lot of people were already in the shit, trying to get out of the shit, and now this has just created an incredibly compounding effect on those people. So we are not going into the night quietly, as Shakespeare said in Hamlet, right? As a country, we are. We're very much, how can we help each other out, which is great to see. There's a lot of great people doing some amazing things in our country here, as there are a lot of great people in the US that are doing some pretty cool things as well. So we have to be, in actual fact, the thing that we have to focus on right now is we need to be in startup mode. It doesn't matter big, small, or indifferent, you've got to be in startup mode right now. Right? You have to operate like a startup. You've got to be creative and innovative. You've got to hustle. You've got to bootstrap, and you've got to spend into the market. Right? You got to. Right now, as an operation in business, every business, both large, medium, and small, has to operate as if they're a startup. Right? You've got to manage your funding. You've got to manage your opportunities. You've got to look at being creative. You've got to change your product offering. You've got to change your messaging. The people who are not changing the messaging on their product to actually talk to the market in these hierarchy of needs, they're going to go by the wayside, because the market's sitting and say, we're not in self-esteem. We're not in actualization. Right now, I need to survive. Right now, I need to make sure that my money is safe. I need to make sure that, I'm hanging around the people that are supportive, that I support. I want to connect with people and engage with people that are going to keep me sane, right? That's where people are. For every business, the message has to be, how are you fulfilling one of these areas of the human needs right now? How are you fulfilling connection? How are you fulfilling security? How are you fulfilling personal health? That's what you got to do, right? So you're in business right now. Right, you're in being business, and right now you've got to get creative with your offer. There's two people you've got to serve, right? Existing, you have to help them stay, and they've got to keep paying. That's what you need right now, right? Anybody existing, over communicate, work on strategy, look to add value, look to increase opportunity, right? The next thing we need to do is we need to acquire. To acquire, we need to let people know that we are in business. We're going to let them know. How do you let them know? You've got to use the media. You've got to use social. You've got to use paid ads. Right? You got to get traffic. You got to drive people. You got to drive people to your message. So right now, branding, visibility, and what problem you solve for your market. That's critical. That's critical for now and the next 3 years.
Yeah.
Because that's going to create the base for the future, right? Is this shit going to hit the fan again? Who knows? Maybe
Right.
yes, maybe not. But I'm not waiting around. I don't care. It's not what I'm only focusing on the things that I can control, not the things that I can't control. And that's the thing. When people are future pacing and thinking about what the future holds and what the opportunity is, they're going to be left by the wayside. One of the things I often ask people is, what do you really, 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 really want? 4 reallys, not one. Right? You know, the more clear you are in outcome, what you want to do is take that outcome and put it back into process. Right now, we are in process, not in outcome. What people are doing right now is they're ruminating on what the hell's coming, right? What we need to be ruminating is, what are we doing right now, right? That's what we need to focus on, yeah? So your message being visible right now, this next 2 months for a lot of businesses, if they want to stay in business, they need to become very visible. They need people to see them on these devices, right? They need people to see them in the Facebook feed, in the YouTube feed, they need to be visible, right? Because you want to let people know that you're in business. Every customer right now that you've dealt with, whether it be the past, the present, or not buying from you, needs to know that you're still in business. They need to know that now. The second thing is we need to look at where the gaps are, because we want to be the player in the marketplace, people coming back into the market. We want to be that player. We've got this window of 3 to 5 months. There's this window, but the action needs to be taken now. That's what we need to do. So my question is, what are you doing to acquire customers? How many people are you engaging? What message are you putting out there in relation to where people are thinking and where people are at? Are you speaking to those who are making the smart moves, or are you speaking to those people who are saying, hey, we just want to wait and see? We are not interested in wait and seers, and we're certainly not interested in people saying, hey, we're just going to pull back, right? They're out. These are not the people we want to talk to, right? Every major sporting team right now is going to lose billions of dollars worth of revenue. Every sporting team is going to be worth zero to the market in the next 6 months. The NBA is taking a huge hit. Players are going to lose salaries. Players are going to lose salaries right now because they're not going to be playing, right? NFL's coming in a short time. They need to be worried about what's going to happen, right? People are not spending their money going to a football game. They're not going to do that, right? Because right now they're thinking about how we're going to save. Media deals are being pulled. Like we've just seen it in Australia, the media deals with our sporting team, every sporting team right now is shut down. There's no games because we're not allowed to have crowds. And obviously the players' health is at risk, and we can't sort of isolate them and keep them away from families. So
hey, John, can you? This is Will Walker. I just want to what is your opinion or outlook for how long it'll take? Or I know behavior will probably change for a long time after this for different conferences and sporting events and things like that. What's your outlook there, or what are you telling clients?
We're not telling anything to clients because we don't know what's going to happen, right? But like right now, holding virtual events, paid virtual events, the event industry, like right now, think about it. Every major hotel, convention hotel, Las Vegas, shut down. Casinos, nobody allowed in them, right?
Right.
Restaurants, venues, bars, nobody. That whole city, right? There's 2.5 million people. 1.5 million people work for tourism. They work for those hotels and those restaurants and those bars.
Yeah.
The other million people serve the people who are working for those hotels, bars, and restaurants. So that industry is totally going virtual right now. Live streaming, paid events, full day online. In Australia, we had a conference that was cancelled. 8,000 people coming to Australia 3 weeks ago. They had to cancel it, right? But what they did was very quickly they pivoted and say, hey, we're going to have an online exhibition for all the companies that have spent on booze and sponsorship. We're going to help those companies to make sure that you are aware of the products and services they're putting out. They didn't refund a single ticket, right? They still held the event. They still held all the speaking engagements. They still held all those things, but they did them virtually and in breakout rooms. They had a whole tech team working on this. They, instead of having 8,000 people, they had 15,000 people turn up to this thing. So they had double the amount of people because it was virtual. They didn't have to travel. They didn't have to book a hotel. They could sit there from home and engage and interact in all the groups and the way the tech was being worked. So they saved the event and they actually profited from the event. The
Hmm.
sponsors stayed; they didn't have to refund anybody. So that industry, the entertainment, those industries are changing. People don't need, you know. By the way, I don't believe this is going to be forever, because we are going to get, you know, we need physical contact. Yes, we can see each other eye to eye on this mechanism we're using right now, but we need physical connection.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
events and trade shows and all that sort of stuff is going to come back. They are going to come back, right? But for now, we have to go virtual. So technology and virtual, huge, right? Live streaming, bandwidth, massive. God forbid that the internet crashes, right? With all this extra strain, right? Somebody is holding and comforting the internet somewhere in a room to make sure that it's staying, right?
Yeah.
Because some people are saying, this might be an entire reset, right? The government might sit and say, let's shut everything down, let's open everything up again, right? Right?
Mhm.
Who knows, right? I can only focus on what I control. Industries that will thrive, healthcare will change and will thrive. Mental health care absolutely will change and thrive. Finance, financial institutions, financial planners, insurance, all those industries are going to fly in this economy. All those industries are going to grow. Banks will grow in this economy, right? All those things are going to be happening, yeah? And so, other industries, I believe in the contractor space, that's going to change. That's going to be filtered and disparate. A lot of aggregators are going to come into the market to be able to leverage the ability for people to actually gain access to certain markets. So they're going to come into play. So anybody that's building aggregated business communities where they're providing services to a vertical part of the public, they are going to thrive. They're going to grow, right? We are going to change the way that we engage. We're going to do more of this with our clients. We're going to sell houses like this. We're going to walk people through virtual home inspections to go and buy houses. Real estate industry is going to be massively impacted, but I think technology is going to revive and evolve in that marketplace. And God forbid that collapses, but that's on the cards, right? Or anything's on the cards right now. But look at Airbnb out the window. Nobody's doing Airbnb right now. So there's all these people who are invested in houses that are empty. They're not paying those mortgages. I spoke to somebody yesterday who had 10 freaking Airbnb properties that he's leveraged to the hilt on and no bookings. And so, the bank's going to go, thank you very much for coming. We'll take those properties, right? And you're out, where people can own their own race course. And that's the other thing. What's happening with Amazon FBA and what will happen over the next 6 months. The drop shipping of non-essential items has been pushed to 31 days, and they're not accepting any product into their warehouses for non-essentials. So if your truck right now that just got transferred from China rocks up to Amazon's warehouse, that truck is being turned away. Where's it going to go, right? So new business, logistics and asset management on the rise. Logistic asset management on the rise. We need to be able to manage and distribute goods in a more fluid way, right? So those parts of industry are going to grow. Those types of businesses are going to expand. Right now, if I was a drop shipping house, I am rolling in it because everybody's looking, where can I send my product from? I can't do it from Amazon. Can you get it shipped within 7 days? Absolutely. Amazon are going to be shipping for 31 days. I've just lost an entire customer base. So there's a whole bunch of people in e-commerce are going to shift from being Amazon centric to building their own platforms. Already I'm seeing this in people that I'm speaking to in the e-commerce space where they've been smart enough a year ago to get off Amazon. They're still using Amazon, but they built their own platform off Amazon and were driving people to that store. And so they're generating a lot of revenue. In fact, they've had 75% increase in sales in the last 2 months. They've seen an upward trend in their sales. Whereas people on FBA, they're going out the window. Amazon is not accepting non-essential goods right now. They've just moved it to, I believe, to the 30th of April. Originally it was to the 7th. They went to the 14th, and now they've moved to the 30th. So all these people that have been selling product online and shipping product are not going to be able to ship their product through Amazon. Amazon is taking care of itself right now. Yeah. So that's not to say that that they aren't going to support those businesses in the future, but I'm sure they're going to make some adjustments to their business model. So these are all the areas where things are happening. Where there are breakages, there's going to be people coming in solving those problems. And that's the number one thing, is what problem are you solving right now? And how is that problem related to where people are thinking? Those are the things you want to be cognizant of right now. in the marketplace. Yeah.
In gaming too, live streaming.
Absolutely. Live streaming, gaming sports is on the rise. Funnily enough, we have our supercar. We had a race cancelled, the Formula One cancelled. The drivers are doing they're driving in virtual cars. They're running virtual races. Professional drivers being paid millions of dollars to freaking drive virtual cars on a computer screen and then live streaming that out to a pay-per-view audience. Online. So they've just done that with a supercar series here in Australia. They're relaunching e-sport, e-cars, I think they're e-supercars, they're calling it. So the professional drivers are sitting in a freaking simulator that's bouncing around and doing all the things that they do, and they're driving. They can drive on any track in the world and run races every freaking day if they want to, and sell tickets pay-per-view to keep their industry going. I don't know about you, but I love the smell of petrol, and I love the noise and the sound and the craziness when the cars are out. I crash virtually and I crash in reality. But again, these industries will come back. These events and these sports will come back. We're not going to let go of the things that we hold dear to us in our culture, right? But we are going to shift the way that we are engaging. So yes, and this is this is something to be mindful of. Paradox of choice. In your business right now, you have too many paradoxes of choice. There are too many directions that you go in, right? You've got to really zero into who's looking for the money right now. That's what you're going to zero into, yeah? Because right now, people are looking for creative financing. People looking for people with money, people looking to give money. And there's a lot of people with a lot of ideas that are now they're going to validate those ideas in a very rapid way. So product is going to be distributed to the market very quickly. The other thing that's going to grow is health tech. Health technology and science is going to create huge innovation right now, right? Because they're realizing, coronavirus that just didn't happen, right? That just didn't happen overnight, right? The first coronavirus was SARS. The second coronavirus was MERS. The third coronavirus was COVID-19, right? They're all the same disease. They're just impacting differently. And they've all come from animals. They've all come from human interaction with animals. That's where they came from, right? So the coronaviruses, right, aren't going to disappear, right? Who knows what the next strain is going to be? But the whole lockdown, have we saved the world? Some countries have been very clever. Some countries have been very, very clever in how they've been managing this situation. But, right now, I also believe that there has been a very strong geopolitical play here as well in the way things have been managed, especially in the financial markets. All of a sudden, DT is about to put up another stimulus package. Your market's going to go up for a day, and then the next day it's going to drop again. So people are riding this up and down revenue of finance cycle right now. There's a lot of people making a lot of freaking money right now. A lot of people, especially the banks. Banks are making a ton of cash on this ride. So the question is, where are you guys paying your attention? What are you doing to get into the market, to be in business, to let people know that you're there, that they can take advantage of your creative financing? That's the question you have to answer. The whole video package thing and all that sort of stuff, yeah, that's important, but your sales cycle to sell that is going to, unless you've got a really big team, it may take, people are sitting there going, do I really need to be visible and blah, blah, blah? What's that going to take? What's the production value? How much is it going to cost? How does that impact on our strategy, right? Yes, it's a good place to be and it's a good idea and people want to get in a line and they want to invest in this, but you've really got to speak to the audience that is ready to take action on that now. You can't afford to have long sales cycles on the decision-making process. You've got to create a package that they can grab onto, or 2 or 3 packages. Package 1, let people know you're in business. Package 2, let people know how they can get more of you. Package 3, let's go and dominate the world. What do you want to do, right? 1, 2, or 3. Right? Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And also that enables you to upsell. If you've got, the 3 packages here, right? 1, 2, 3, right? You could drive your customer to all 3. They start here and they move to here. They move up to here, right? So you've got to give them something to hang on to. You've got to have a package that is relatable for where they are right now. You've got to give them a price and you've got to give them a solution, right? What is the value stack here of this, right? And there's two things that you need to think about, right? More for the same, or the same for less. Right now, you have to flip between these two. You're either going to offer the same service for less money, incentivize, or you're going to offer the same service and add more to incentivize, right? You're going to have to work harder, right, for the same to keep it. You understand? That's where we are in the world right now. We are same for less because people are renegotiating their supply chain right now. I'm renegotiating my supply chain. I'm going to my supply chain and saying, listen, I don't know what's going to happen, but if you want to keep my business, let's get creative in how much I'm going to pay you for this. What can we do together, right, to work this out, at least in this period of the next 6 months? How can you help me out, right? So we've just, I've just saved, I've just saved about 40% of costs in the last 2 weeks of my business, right? I've just added another $20,000 a month in revenue to my business through renegotiation of supply chain. Yeah. Because I'm going to say, hey, if you can't help me, I'm going to go to somebody else who can help me, because right now I'm evaluating how much I need you, So help me out here, right? I want to keep you in business, but I want to stay in business too. Yeah. I want to employ my people. I want to keep things going. How can we work together? What can you do for the same for less? Or what can you do to add value? What can you add to this so that we can have a better experience or leverage out of this? What can we do? Let's work together. Yeah. Well, these are the things that you've got to think about. So you've got to drive your stack, your value stack, right? And you've got to drive, you've got to be very creative in your packaging. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because, and let me tell you, that's going to change, right? We might have the Corona pack for now, but the Corona pack's only going to be around for the next 3 to 6 months.
Right.
In 6 months' time, we're going to have the stimulus pack, right? The growth pack, or whatever whatever you're going to call it, right? But those are the things that you need to take into consideration for what's going on right now.
Mm-hmm. Clear and powerful. I like it.
Yeah.
And right to what they really need. Really, the heart of what we talk about it all the time, John, of where 80% of the needs come from projects and companies, which is capital, and then sales growth, sales adoption is second, right?
Yeah. Let's marry right now. You need money, right? You guys are in the best business in the world, right?
Yep.
You guys are the best friends I've ever had right now. Yeah.
Yep.
Think about what you guys are, right? I need you guys. You're the guys I want to talk to, right? So that's what I'm saying. In the market, do you want money for your opportunity, your project to thrive out of this? Are you going to be, we want to give money to people who are in this area right now, right? So are you playing this game? Are you playing this game? If you are, let's get some money to you, right? If you're here, I can't talk to you. Forget about it. If you're here, I shouldn't even be on the phone with you, right? Right. I shouldn't even be wasting my time with you. But if you're here, if you've got an asset, you've got stability, you've got some, process to think for the future that is opening the door. I've got the money. You need money right now? I can get you some capital, right? Let's work together to make sure that you can use this capital effectively. Yes?
How about for the capital, John, that wants to deploy it into opportunities? So say these funds that are sitting on the cash.
What about the capital? Well, you've got to show them, you've got to let the capital know that you've got opportunities for that capital, right? You've got two customers. You've got the customer that's going to take the money and the customer's going to give the money, right? Two clients, right? So you've got to go to the clients that give the money, say, hey, and this is our methodology of connecting you with businesses that are in the growth markets right now for future opportunity investment, right? We want to connect those two, right? that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the conversation you want to have. Yeah. Say, listen, right now we're connecting you with those, you know, if you're looking right now, you're thinking, what am I going to do with my money? I've got lots of money, right? Or I've got capital, I've got a fund. I've got to do something. I'd rather invest in things that are going to be supportive, solve the problems of the world that we're having right now. Or do I want to blow that on innovation and new ideas that may not realize? What do I want to do, right? I want to connect you with the opportunity for things that are going to grow, not with the opportunity things that may or may not grow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the message that you want to portray to the people with the capital.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
You know, where right now, these are the companies we are only filtering for companies that are working in this realm. We are only filtering for companies in this realm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what you want to be doing.
And you said media, right? Collaborations, doing these webinars, getting out there, talking to people, email.
The other elephant in the room that nobody's talking about right now, but clever people are, and this is a whole different topic, is strategic alliance.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
A strategic alliance right now, this thing here, in however what way that works, that's the curve jump. That is the Apple iPhone curve jump right now, is how do you take advantage of strategic alliances? That's the curve. That's where the most opportunity in cross collaboration between industries and businesses, that is where the biggest money is. The biggest money is right there. But that's a whole different conversation that I have with the people that I work with. Right? You know, but that's the thing. That right there, that is the iPhone curve jump.
I agree, John. I try to put that in occasionally, not enough. And I'm glad you're bringing it up, because I even go sometimes even further and talk about strategic capital alliances that we could introduce you to, which is even sometimes if they're looking for money, of course, most of them are. That's something that I try to bring up, because it's smart money, right? And everybody's looking for that smart money or that M&A activity potentially down the road for an exit strategy or something else that might be their golden night. Or white knight. So glad you brought that up.
I mean, that's, you know, if you look at the curve jumps, that's where if you think about market penetration, if you look at, like, my thing is who's got my clients, right? Who are the people that I want to deal with, who have got my clients? Then how can I add value to them personally, right? That's my first question. And then how can we cross-pollinate the people that I work with and the people that they work with? How can we cross-pollinate between the two? Yeah, that's what we need to do. So, and we want to look for solidifying those opportunities, right? Mm-hmm. So, because at the end of the day, you know, one good strategic alliance writes you multiple seven-figure checks. Yeah. Yeah. One good strategic alliance can write you multiple seven-figure checks. That is the growth curve of any opportunity business, right? And there are people who do this very well, and there are people who don't do this very well but still benefit from it. They don't maximize their opportunity, and there's a lot of people out there who have no idea how important and powerful, and actually how simple this is. Because right now, you know, these are some of the things that I'm doing outside in my business ventures. I'm going, hey, I'm looking for partners who want to do this. You know, can we have that conversation, right? And I'm getting everybody going, yep. Every single person going, yep, I want to have a conversation. Right? Like, great, you know, let's look at a real opportunity. I've got no time for pie in the sky, you know, things that I can't control. I want to see the reality of the impact that we can create. So my question is, where do we make the fastest impact? So in strategic alliance, how can we make the fastest impact? Right? Do we need to provide education so that we open the door to that opportunity? Do we need to actually show asset value? What do we need to do to get things so that we can help each other out? And you're going to have to share a piece of the pie. And let me tell you, people want to share in the piece of the pie right now. They're willing to share their pie because they need some new pies. Yeah. Yep. We need some new pies.
So there you have it. You need to be marketing your company now more than ever, and you can do that digitally. That's everything from having a website that clearly conveys what you're trying to do and what makes you different from everybody else out there, to creating video content that really entertains, educates, and engages people, and also sending email updates to your investors and reaching out to new investors and also clients that could be helping you during this time. It's all about reaching out to people, getting connected, and really getting your message out there no matter what. We are Crowdcreate, and we'd love to help you with that. Go ahead and reach out to us, book a call, and let's chat.